Ladies and gentlemen, this too. So yeah, I hope it turns out well. I'm reminded. I really have been finding this game fascinating. There was a period of time there. I'll even specifically point to the moment. It was when we were going from Nortune all the way up to the Thames, and that was most of the day. I think it was like a total of 7 hours to accomplish that stretch of time. And if you're thinking in your head, wasn't that like two plot beats? Yeah, the biggest problem I've had over in Disc One, most of Disc One, I should say, it speeds up at a certain point, is that there's just gigantic, huge stretches of nothing happening, right? Just swaths of it. And that's probably one of the biggest things that's been dragging me down on the story axis is it's just, okay. Yeah, no, the pacing is weird. It's almost like it needed an editing pass, which they would have gotten if they'd had more time, blah, blah, blah. We're walking, we're walking. It's one of the reasons I've been more positive about the second act. But two thoughts occurred to me before we actually get forward. I'm going to talk with you super quick. I had two thoughts, three, I guess I should say. First thought is I wish most of the game was like Disc 2. I'm dead serious. Hear me out for a second. Hear me out. All right. Story, cutscene. Second, establishing narration, story cutscene, boss fight, outro cutscene, establishing narration. That's more or less the format we've already seen in Disc 2, right? So if we're to break this down even further, what we have is story, boss, and now a dungeon, and then we'll do boss, story again, right? Now, I admit I haven't seen the rest of Disc 2 yet, so this is kind of an immediate thought. But I realized, you know, I've seen a game like this, which does this exact format, which I'm with. It's called Final Fantasy XIV. I've never heard anyone make this comparison before. But if you really break down FF14, the MSQ, to be more clear, what it is cutscene boss, dungeon, boss, cutscene. Like, that's pretty much the exact format of FF14's MSQ. It has been since the Heaven's Word, at least. It's been a while. Maybe Stormblood, I don't know. Um, and it's a perfectly acceptable format because you still have your gameplay. Whether it's good or not is a separate category, but you still have your gameplay. You still have player interaction, and then you still have the story, the meat of the story, and it rips out a lot of the other stuff. Now, to be very, very clear about this, I do think things like dungeon design, overworld design, itemization, shop design, town design. I say itemization. Itemization is actually two separate categories. It's where things are placed, as in where you procure things, and the actual design of the items themselves. So it's two separate aspects there. I do think that there's such a thing as trash design and encounter design, all that fun stuff. And I do think that in a truly good RPG, you can have all of the what we're going to call the typical elements of a JRPG and still have them be good because I've seen that happen. But it's also worth noting that in the other 98% of the time, most of those things end up just kind of detracting from the overall experience and just weighing it down. Cutting to the meat of the matter removes possibilities for positives, but it also removes possibilities for negatives by just focusing on one thing that they may or may not be really good at: boss design and boss design and story, cutscenes in simplicity. It's just an interesting thought, and it's especially funny to me because it was completely unintentional. Over in FF14's case, they came to that realization years ago and have focused more and more on pulling more and more of the gameplay away from the usual loop and focusing on that core loop I just mentioned. But in Xenogears, they did this because they were out of time and budget, and they're like, and just threw it together. So, food for thought. The other thing I wanted to mention, just really briefly here, something was mentioned earlier that caught my attention. It was about Faye. It was Gaspar, I think. Whoever Tara is, whichever the three sages he is. He was talking about how Faye was always just a little bit off. And they were talking in general about how Faye was always just kind of weird. And I feel like this game and FF7 have that exact same problem in English. I actually don't know if this is true in Japanese in this game, but I do know that over in FF7, Cloud is very specifically written to the point where the entire idea is that you can get across that he's not quite right in the head. It is conveyed through his tone, because Japanese text can convey tone, as well as the specifics of what he says and how he reacts to things, right? Very careful writing makes Cloud seem off, a little uncanny valley, which makes sense given FF7. Everything I've read has indicated that Faye is supposed to be the same way, but just like in FF7 and in English, I didn't pick up on any of that. I was paying attention this time around. I just wanted to comment on that because it's yet another of dozens of examples of a game where the translation just does not convey what it needs to in terms of nuance. Another example of that right off the top of my head is FF8. FF8, I don't want to overpraise or overglaze, but there's an entire character arc to Squall that does not exist in English. Just put it frankly. Most of the actual characterization Squall should have isn't there. And that makes sense, given the time, given the era, given who was working on it. Yeah, Squall had a character. It's wild to think about. Most people, jokingly or not, when they think of Squall, they think of whatever. But no, there was actually supposed to be a whole thing there about the vulnerability and about throwing up the front and about not actually being able to embrace other people, not because he was a loner or an introvert, but solely because of the fact that he was actually scared of being hurt again. And blah, 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 blah. There's all kinds of stuff there. He doesn't want people talking about him in the past tense. There's a wonderful scene in the English version where he has a freak out and then nobody acknowledges that it ever happened, right? Instantly, right after. It's like the scene was just forgotten. I actually agree with that. I'm usually not a big fan of internal monologues unless they're a deep noir voice. But Squall needed an internal monologue to help convey some of what he was thinking. But instead what we got was I think it's called a transliteration is what that's called. FF8 was actually competently localized, which means, of course, that it lost most of the nuance of the story and the characters. Because it was correct. What they were saying was correct, but it didn't carry anything else. It was just there. Anyways, sorry, I wanted to comment on those two things before we move forward. Yeah, it was translated. It was successfully translated. What is going on with my shirt? What in the world is happening here? Sorry, something's really bothering me here. Whatever. I'll just live with it. Okay, so now we have a dungeon. So let's see if I'm about to eat my own words. I have so much egg on my face from the last few weeks. Let's see if this dungeon is actually worth a damn. Okay. None of the enemies are aggroing. That's actually funny. What do you mean, Noctis XO? There is no music playing right here. There's like an audio of the air going whoosh. You know, I've been told that the shoulder buttons should, like, dismount me. Oh, there we go. Is it both shoulder buttons? No. Does it take time? I'm confused. Well, this is R1 right here. Okay, that's weird. It's both shoulder buttons at the same time. That's how it is. Okay, okay. R2 and L2, sorry. Why is it this song again? It's not the worst song in the game, but I'm kind of sick of hearing it. Sorry. Positivity. Positive, positive vibes. Okay. Yes, Darkrai. I demand the same dungeon music. Forever. I mean, legitimately, Righteous Ham just said this in chat, and I was actually thinking about this too. One of the problems here is that this soundtrack is just smaller than FF7's. And it's a longer game. I don't need to say anything else because that statement says everything that's needed to be said. So we get a lot of song reuse. I admit I'm actually not super sweet on the FF7 soundtrack compared to some earlier works, and later works for that matter. But one thing you cannot deny is FF7 has a varied soundtrack. There's a lot of songs in FF7. And I'm not trying to turn this into an Amatsu versus Mitsuda thing, to be very clear. We know Mitsuda was already overworked by this game. Everybody's overworked on this game. It's just a statement of fact that there is less music in this game. Yeah, the Jade Passage... Yeah. It's actually funny. I'm not going to compare any individuals here. However, it is worth noting that one of the dominant theories, once they had room and time in order to be able to make more songs, was to try and have as many songs unique to an area as possible, which is something they did in FF7, FF8, and FF9. There are repeat tracks, of course, but not nearly as much as previous games, or later games, though. This is something that would continue into FF10 when 3 people, I think it was 3, put together the soundtrack. That's interesting. Hey, Saber for Life. What's funny, I've talked for years about how Uematsu quit, or rather was like burnt out by FF9, and almost like quit composition entirely, and quit being a main composer for a while. Something I didn't know until relatively recently, as I was looking up something unrelated, is that he also had the exact same reaction to a previous FF. Can anyone guess which one? Or just knows the answer to that? Taking a screenshot of these. There we go. And I can't think of any example of that Noctis Exile, sorry. That is an excellent question, Righteous Ham. Being completely honest, the ambition on display in this game was so high, it wouldn't surprise me if it ballooned again if they were given more time. So it was actually 5. Did that do anything? What? Yeah, no, FF5 actually has a tremendous amount of music and a lot of experimental music. Xenosaga Part 1. Or Xenoblade 1. How much health do you have? How are you alive still? But yeah, no, Xenosaga 1 was... We'll cover it in more detail when we get there. I did talk about it briefly during the room. Very briefly. But... yeah, Xenoblade X, which will never be resolved. That's just... well, we need to accept that. It's never... we're never getting a sequel to X. Except for Xenoblade 3. But, yeah. Yeah, by the way, Xenoblade X ends on a cliffhanger that was not intended to... you know what? I'm just going to stop there. Xenoblade X ends on a cliffhanger. You know how we've got some pretty bad Kingdom Hearts syndrome in Xenogears? Chronicles X has it even worse. Like, it's pretty bad. So we just got the Wizardry Ring. The Wizardry Ring, if that's what I think it is... I just put it over here. Increases the rate at learning death blows. Now, we've already gotten another one, but it was pretty early to this, so I have a very simple question. Why are we getting this far into the game? Getting these kind of accessories 30 hours into a game is kind of eyebrow-raising to me. What's that there? Yeah, I enjoyed what I had of Xenoblade Chronicles X, but there's very, very little meat on its bones. Found a fuse-like part. Call it a fuse. Like, picture FF11 with essentially no story. That's actually a bad comparison, but whatever. Door lock system operational. Yeah. Ah! I mean, this is the Anima dungeon, so I have no idea where we are right now. Excuse me, we're in Anima Dungeon 1. I'm not trying to be facetious, I really actually am not sure where we are at this point. I understand what the Anima relics are, although I don't think they've talked about that yet. Oh, whoops. Listen. Oh, excuse me. Save point. Dungeon's been fine so far. I'm gonna need that. I say that and immediately I get into a random encounter. My God, why do you hate me so? I was sharing some of the lore of this game with a friend of mine recently. And one of the things I pointed out was that some of the technology is still working after 10,000 years. They started laughing so hard, I was pretty much interrupted in mid-sentence. And we had to pause for like a minute for them to get over that fact. They hadn't figured out planned obsolescence yet. Clearly. Yeah, 10,000 years, everything is in pristine condition. Yeah, it's like 9,000 years, but then like 9,999 years, but then 10,000 years, bing! And just like that, pristine. It is, like, okay, I think there are two plot holes related to that, frankly. I can't discuss either of them yet, but I do think there are two plot holes related to the 10,000 years thing, and I think those deserve negatives. Up? No. Yeah, that Game Boy was legendary. Please activate the main system. Okay. Activating main system. Input activation code. Sure. Mr. Red, what are you doing? Confirmation code. Okay. Door lock system now operational. Door lock B, deactivate. Huh? Is the one? How about that one? Yeah, people took some close-up pictures of it. It's astonishing, really. But yes, at one point in time, as shocking as it may sound, Nintendo actually built their hardware to last. Switch? There's no drift. What are you talking about? The good news is the 3DS has a longer longevity than the PSP. My PSP already died. Battery. Shadow Heart's Covenant, Legend of Spyro, and Dusk. Stop giving me money, Mr. Good. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason my NES still works. Although I shouldn't say that now. It's been in storage for a month. Watch, that'll be the thing that finally kills it. It being in storage for a month. Or 2 months or 3 months. It's been a while. Five months, actually. God damn it. Nope. A lot of my stuffed animals are in storage, too. They better be fine, because, like, all of those are bespoke, you know what I mean? Every single one of those is a custom thing. Given by someone under specific circumstances, and usually irreplaceable. Look, I'm not fighting Mr. Eating You again, okay? I'm sorry. That's a good question, Trax. I don't know. Part of Three Houses kind of had that issue, too. I don't know what Labubu is, and I'm not sure what I want to. Some of my oldest cartridges don't have working batteries anymore. Because, you know, that's how that works. But if I decided to pry open some of those cartridges and replace the batteries, they'd still work just fine. What do you think they save to, Azar? If you have on-cartridge saving, that's what it's saving to, is a battery. It's why it was considered relatively uncommon in the NES era. Hell, FF1, it was considered a major feature that it had a built-in battery to save to. It became more standardized by the SNES era. Save state, because there's a save point. Booting up central elevator's lock system. Releasing central elevator's lock. I mean, literally, I don't know the specifics of how you save data on a battery, but it's a pretty normal method. You have a battery on your motherboard that saves a lot of your BIOS information, for example. Also, you need to run, Mr. Red. Spartan's playing Lotro. Kinda righteous, Sam. I was just curious if I was any closer to... If I was close enough to get something here. Ow. Sorry, I gotta spoil Lotra for you, Spartan. Okay, so they get the ring, right? Now check this out. They take it to Mordor. I know. Bear with me. Speaking of being close enough, we just learned. Nothing, actually. Actually, no, Spartan. Lotro is pretty much directly based off of the game, the books. Excuse me. Oh, there's Houghton. Right, right. What's funny is Saitan's almost ready to learn his third level 7 death blow. Faye has nothing. Look at that. She has nothing, too. Whatever. You know what? You're not worth my time. I was actually just debating that, Dakota. Like, this is our grind spot, more or less, literally. Okay, so this is a loop. Okay, okay. Samey corridors, am I right? Down? No. God, I don't know. Is there any kind of hint? Am I just supposed to know this? Anything. Anything at all that would indicate what the solution is. It says, like, where are we supposed to know the answer for this one? Like the previous one you got from the panels. This one, I do have a walkthrough. But, like, what if I didn't? You don't want the answer to that, Record Spirit. Oh, hang on, here we go, hang on. So here's our... Okay, that's not as helpful as you'd think for understanding what codes to put in. Okay. Hang on. But, like... Okay, I give up. Boss time. No, I just don't want to sound mean. I will admit, interest in this run had really tapered off. Almost nobody had been donating towards this run since about, I want to say, a year and a half ago. It's whenever Resident Arc did their coverage of Xenogears. Like, the pressure was off at that point. They did a 40-hour podcast on Xenogears. I'm safe. Yeah, life sucks right now, to be really, really honest about that. Not just for me, obviously. So, being me, the best possible thing I could do is play games that I was dreading. Just get it out of the way. Get it over with. So, I put Chrono Cross, Xenogears, and Planescape Torment. All back to back. And Trails in the Sky. It is legitimate coincidence that those are all RPGs. I actually sat down and just started going through the list, and I was doing a gut check. Like, which one of these made me go, ugh, in terms of, not being, dreading them, right? Like, oh god, this is going to be horrible. And that was the list I came up with. And again, it really is a coincidence that they're all RPGs. This is the Anima relic. The Zohar. No, I'm kidding. Don't worry. This isn't the Zohar. Actually, this game has been much better than I thought it was going to be, Record Spirit. It has been very taxing to go through, I'm not going to lie. Long stretches of nothing are some of the hardest things to stream for me. I don't know. What should I do? You were waiting for me? Billy? So, there's his Omni gear. Did you see that? It looked like my gear. Maybe something has happened to your gear. Let's head for the exit and hope there's no boss battle on the way out. Could you four go away, please? I mean, it's something I was going to mention later. You know why FF6 sits so high on the list for me as far as RPGs? Really, the reason. Can anyone guess? See, you've gained a new gear that's been aligned with the Anima relic. You know that we should have been the ones to have it. We need the stronger powers in order for Commander Ramsus to realize his long-cherished desires. Yes, for the building of our ideal country, we can't allow you to take it. So come on, let us have it. You knew what Solaris was doing to the surface dwellers, and you know what the situation is like now on Earth, and yet you... But the Gazelle or whatever happens to the lambs are not my concerns. Each of us have our own obligations to fulfill. We don't have time to deal with affairs concerning you weak and inferior people. Dominia, do you truly believe that? Yes. Look at yourselves, for instance. You, the strong and superior, were the first to preserve yourselves without any mutations. Is that not right? Power and ability have nothing to do with it. It was pure coincidence we didn't mutate. People are people, nothing more or less. I admit that they're weak and powerless, but that's no reason for us to forsake them. We're all the same human beings. So you wish to give a hand to those who would be saved. You're so nice and kind. How commendable. But, is that really what's best for mankind? Biting my tongue on that. You were all once surface dwellers. Weren't you all forced to live under the oppression of Solaris? I know that you know how it feels to be a have-not, so why do you... People must be able to stand on their own in any circumstances. They just have to lift themselves up by their bootstraps. Overprotection only stunts the will to be independent. This stunts the growth of the people in the world. We've experienced that firsthand. People must suffer to grow. The sleeping on a bed disgusts me, so I lay down on the floor. Live by one's own strength. Stand on one's own feet. It's a sad but true that the weak will be weeded out. We cannot look back. That is the providence of human existence. It's just the providence of those who are haves. Humph. So be it then. Show me this providence of yours that wishes to save the meager have-nots. So... the reason why FF6 sits so high on the list for me is because it is a very polished game. It does a tremendous number of things right. Let's see, I don't have water. Let's do kill on a few. Yeah, and it does very few things wrong. Exactly. And that's the point. That's what I like. I like a game that does a lot of things right and very few things wrong. I like a polished experience. And yeah, Chrono Trigger is arguably even more polished, especially on the gameplay axis. Now, you're probably thinking, why are you bringing that up with regards to Xenogears? Well, Xenogears is not that. This is an incredibly unpolished experience. But I'm not saying that to bash it. Rather, I'm pointing out that Xenogears is pretty much the exact opposite of that. It is very experimental in multiple things. They were trying new things in multiple different directions. And, well, here we are. As I've said many, many times, most people value the experiences they get out of a game more than the game itself. I'm the weird one on that one. I agree, Tomb Raider. A. Thank you, Doom Rider, for the sub. As always. Hey! That should be the new fear. It's not, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do that. Let me write that down. Patch trail. Back on page 4. And satisfactory. I know, right, Darkrai? Although, honestly, I was looking into that exact example that you just mentioned, because the thing is, a lot of people point out, you know, the thing that you just pointed out, that FF6 was so under budget, and with so much time left, that they just decided to keep developing it. What not a lot of people point out is that's because Sakaguchi is a good producer. I actually mentioned that recently when we were talking about how bad of a project manager Tanaka is. And I specifically called out Sakaguchi for being a much better project manager. Now, there's a lot of examples of that. But FF6 is like the example of the dude being able to run a freaking project. Still had its experimental stuff. It was still pushing the envelope in several ways. Small ways. But ways. Why'd you do it? Sorry. That is a really good question, right, Sam? And yeah, as has been mentioned, it's entirely possible the game would have been less enjoyed by people if it was a more complete and polished product. But it's interesting to think about what kind of game it would have been if it had a project lead who was like, alright guys, hold up. Rein it in a little. Because see, while Rector's Beard is correct, obviously people can make mistakes, it's interesting that Tanaka has never been a good project lead. Literally not once in his life. That's sort of sad. Yeah, like if they had actually cut it off at, like we were talking about that yesterday, right? If they cut it off at disc 1, it's arguable the game would have been a more complete product because they would have spent more time and effort on disc 1. But then we wouldn't have disc 2, and I'm already on record as saying that I like disc 2 better than disc 1. So, the hell do I know? Oh, I'm out of BP. No, I agree with you, Rex. I'm with you. Oh yeah, give me them drugs. Delicious drugs. Yeah, we may have fared poorly when we fought in the flesh. We'll finish you off in the metal. Yeah, so here's a little factoid. Don't actually do this if you don't want to be spoiled, but if you go to Wikipedia, I know that the Wikipedia, but if you go to Wikipedia and you look up a plot summary of this game, you'll have a paragraph describing about the first 20 hours of the game, another paragraph describing the rest of Disc 1, so that's 2 paragraphs for all of Disc 1, and then 3 paragraphs for Disc 2. Silence, we have no choice but to fight. Now we will show you the true power of the elements. Get ready, because here we come. It's Von Falkenstein with a steel chair! Elements formation. Oh god, Yeah, we just keep letting these people run away every time we beat their asses, which we've done many times, by the way. That is unpleasant to look at. I'm gonna look away from the screen because I just got a donation. This is going towards Dragon Age 4, through the moon, which is to tissues, I believe, tissues block. And pseudo regali. And thank you, Von Falkenstein. Oh shoot, what music's playing? That's the song that's playing for this? Really? Sorry, I'm trying really hard to understate this because I don't want to be mean, but I've been periodically pulling out my headphones throughout this playthrough. Oh my god, the scan lines! Or whatever those are called. The speed lines? The motion lines? The something's happening in the background lines? Please stop. Please stop. I have, although privately. Oh. And then back to normal boss music. Okay. That took a minute. Hmm. Sorry, just debating. Oh, someone killed the bot. Who killed the bot? It was nobody. Well, that's weird. We actually had a disconnect with the server. Yeah, the problem here is, so music direction is actually a completely separate category from music, which we cover. And Lord knows I don't want to give Xenogears music negatives, but I think this is not the first time they've just kind of picked music more or less randomly for a sequence. I'll put a question mark, but I'll chew on that. Alright, so hang on. I do need to save state here to test something. I also need to drop my headphones. It's extremely important. Lord knows I need to break those. Speaking of made of nothing. So let's see what this does. This might heal them. Nope, we're good. Excellent. Problem is, they have a bajillion health, so that's not as big of a hit as it seems. I mean, I get Bregwin's joking point about the Nazi city, but, like, yeah. Oh, we have a sword now in his mech form. When did we get that? Anyways, I should actually... this. I meant to do that last turn, but whatever. Off screen. Look, you have a sword now. Yeah, but like, when did you get the mech sword? Look, I have a sword, okay? Stop asking questions. Okay. God damn it. Well, we healed her. Perfect. Listen, I like swords, okay? Welcome back, Alex Cow. You know, that's actually a good question. Why can't we use the Super Ultra Zord again? Did they ever explain that? I don't remember them explaining why. Alright. We were just talking about how people can value games, regardless of the quality of the game. I know. It's shocking. So Ellie has just become worthless. Because she does elemental damage, according to whatever I have equipped. And all her attacks are elemental. So, welcome to worthlessness. Do you have any items? Is there anything I can use? Just stand there. God, Mega Man 1. What about id? Speaking of id. We are in Disc 2. Ugh. There we go. Damn it, I forgot to write down a number. Someone write down 1129, please. Please, please. Thank you. Listen, the boss can't have my purse, okay? No means no. I thought they were fire last time. You're right, though. They're clearly doing a different attack. Faye's just like, kick in the dick. Okay, hang on. Save state for no reason. I've heard good things about that game, Von Falkenstein. Make of that what you will. I have not played it, so I cannot speak to it. Okay, so I'm just going to let that be. So still healing. Got it. Let's undo the damage I just did. I'm guessing Emeralda just pulls whatever my elemental rod is. But, whatever. Okay, that is more damage. I thought so. I have no idea what damage it's like, why I'm doing healing damage to them. I don't know what specifically is doing that. Like, it's got to be her rod, right? But why? That's such a strange thing. It just goes back to how the mechs really are just a cosmetic layer put on top of the ground combat, because your equipment affects your mech. That's been true the whole game, really. The reason she does so much damage with arrows is because Ellie, not the mech, but Ellie was doing, is equipped with all sorts of ether boosting things. And Erod is an ether attack. Nanotechnology, Zobi. I don't know. By the way, I was glancing ahead in the walkthrough a little bit. Apparently I should be about level 80 to beat the game. I'm level 60. That worries me. It also wants me to grind a few items, too. It also worries me. Mostly speed shoes. There's apparently some slugs in one specific spot that have a chance to drop them. But they only have a chance to drop them if we beat the optional boss. By the way, whoever was asking if there's optional, there is actually one. There's one optional boss. Kind of. It's weird. We'll get there. We'll get there. It is actually not possible to do a no-mech run of this game. Like, physically impossible. The game forces you into mechs. Some things only the weak can feel, but weakness does not make them servile. It's because they are weak that they develop kindness and never look down on people. That is where real human interaction comes. Everyone has weakness, even you did at first. Your weakness drew you to each other and made you grow strong. Really? Never forget those feelings when you all lived together side by side. Goodbye. Wait. Trying to show us mercy, or are you just trying to show off? We have kicked your ass twice in a row. Piss off. Our paths may be different, but our goals are the same. No, they're not! That's why I can't fight you anymore. There's no reason for me to. That's all. Well, looks like they sure showed us a thing or two. Oomph. Having fled from the elements who tried to take the relic to be used as power to fulfill Ramsus's desires, we once again initiated our search for information on the whereabouts of the last known relic. Yeah, we fled, apparently. Oh. He is no longer one of us. Yes, he dares go against our objectives, just like the other one. We can still activate the key. We must do something about the one who stands in our way. We must eliminate Cain. But we cannot stand up to his power. Only Cain can destroy Cain. So, Mother, will you do it for us? Maybe. Did Krellian say anything? Something concerning the potential ability as a countervailing. No, that's probably how it's pronounced. Veiling existence. With everything focusing towards a single point. I see. But Kara's still shaken out by yesterday's defeat against Faye. We're almost ready. I just need a little bit more time. Then we'll wait. We'll wait until the time is ripe. Krellian? Countervailing existence? Let me on. What's she up to? I better warn the commander. Out of the way. Let me through. That bastard. I'll hunt him out myself. Please calm down, Commander. We'll take care of him and his friends. What could you fools do? Imbeciles. Only I can beat him. You don't understand. Only I, who transcends all other humans, can possibly take him down. Move! Commander, wait! While Faye and the others searched for the resting place of the last known Anima relic, I temporarily returned to Nissan. I don't know why I went back, just had this stirring within my heart that some danger was awaiting the people there. All the people accepted into Nissan were on the road to recovery. Still those who are not able to completely recover, but Tara's nanomachines continue to evolve from day to day. Which is terrifying if you've ever heard of the Grey Goo scenario. Thanks to the nanomachines, the treatments were becoming more and more successful. In the day where everyone agreed that the original bodily form was approaching. So things are getting better. Which you know what that means. Happiness is not allowed in this game. A trembling. There was a sudden explosion in the city of Nissan. Within the burning fire stood a golden omnigear. It was Ramsus. He assaulted Nissan so he could defeat Faye. His purpose of existing was at stake. The Nissan and Shevat militia, even Renk, and friends from Solaris who now served to protect Nissan, could not thwart the assault. People were evacuated into the cathedral. Continuing to search for Faye, Ramsus put the militia to rout and pressed on towards the cathedral. He was ruined. He had his mind set solely on getting at Faye. I stood before him. Where is he? I know it. He's here! Why does he not come out? Ramsus, the thing you seek is not here. So please, stop this meaningless violence. You? Yes, you'll do. Come out, Faye. If you'll not come out, I'll crush Elhaim. Ugh. Ellie! Boss. Keep back. Not coming out, eh? Have it your way. From tonight on, you'll be crying with this woman's dead body in your arms. No! How the... What happened? Why can't I move? Ellie. Are you okay? How could I? The likes of you. No, not only to him, but I'm also inferior to you. Me. What happened to you, Ramsus? Why are you caught up with Faye so much? Why are you so bothered by one who is more superior? I was originally created to be the integration of all human abilities, to be able to align with all of the Anima relics. I was created to have the powers equivalent to those of Emperor Cain. You could say I was to be the ideal form which all people strive to become. However, once he was born, I was rejected. I was given life in a pile of trash, born in the dark, cold abyss of worthlessness. Thanks, Krellian. But I was able to crawl out of there. I was able to survive on my own strength in order to get back at all those who have forsaken me. Despite all that, I was able to get this far. I was able to provide myself with the warmth I required to continue living. But he had to come and intervene in my life one more time. He tried to take that very warmth away from me again. As long as he exists, I don't belong anywhere. I think I know now why you're so fixated with Faye. You don't really know what you should be doing with your life right now. You're simply trying to protect yourself by attacking Faye. By attacking others, you are confirming your own existence. That's why you should be above everybody else. Because otherwise you'd be enveloped by a void. Because you yourself will disappear. Because that emptiness within your heart will only grow. Because you want to hang on to love. Silence! Even you are trying to take it away from me. That warmth. That very warmth I finally obtained. Ramsus, no one is attacking you. No one is trying to take away what is so precious to you. No one is threatening your existence. It's all in your mind, so don't hide the feelings that are in your heart. Don't fear love. You. Now you. Yeah. No, Zaktat. Ramsus was in fear. He feared losing the place he belonged to. He feared Faye was the one who would take it away from him. I know this because he just told me it 5 seconds ago. He believed love was something you'd take. He craved love more than anyone else. His Krellian was, well... worthless. Trash. Reject. Why even bother existing? Defect. Be gone. We have no use for you. Trash is of more worth to us than you. Karen, don't worry. I'll always be by your side. No one knows you better than I do, so don't. Young, is this all I can do? Is this the extent of my strength and my abilities? I couldn't beat him, and in front of that woman I couldn't even do a thing. Is this the limit of my existence, my abilities? I know I literally just said that, but I'm going to repeat myself. My existence, my abilities. You're the same as Cain. An archetype that surpasses all humans. I made you in the same way. But he's the one who's preventing you from fully releasing your powers. Divided powers. That man was your original form. The primordial superior being. If you could defeat him, well, then you would be. Yes. Even with your superior constitution, the existence of the original being hinders you. If you could eliminate the divided power, then it would be all yours. Don't you agree, Care? Having completed the alignment of the first Anima relic with Billy, there was a remarkable change in appearance and structure of Billy's gear. They were units that emerged with the inorganic. Of course, he had no idea what purpose these ancient Anima relics were created for. The fact that they played some kind of role as weapons was blatantly obvious. Eventually, too much reading. Eventually, their true power will be released, and we cannot allow this power to fall into the hands of evil. In order to obtain the final relic, we headed for a ruin that is believed to be 10,000 years old. Remains of the first civilization on our planet. And a reunion with an old friend awaited us. The water puzzle. So welcome to Anima Dungeon 2. You think I'm joking? It's literally called Anima Dungeon 2. This book is great, Record. What are you talking about? Hi there. Nice to see you again. I'm Shopkeep Johnny. If you say dungeons, I say traveling merchants. You say traveling merchants, I say Shopkeep Johnny. You want to buy something? Yeah, sure. What do you got? Yeah, they thought about coming up with a name. Then they're like, I mean, we have to. Things are getting really expensive. Ooh. Pretty sure I'm not going to find anything new. Just checking to be sure. Oh yeah, I forgot she's even in the party. That's just... I have not, Dr. Winter. What is it? If you don't mind sharing. What do you think of this dungeon music? It's a shame because I like Shopkeep Johnny. He's cool. Interesting. Sounds like the kind of thing I'd make, Dr. Winter. Wait, I want magnetic coats, not these. If I have any. Let's replace these with our better heals. If I could find them, or... So the Chaos Rod supposedly has no element damage. Huh. That's strange. Whatever. Big save. Okay. Let's go. What are you? I mean, other than dead. Why are you attacking me? The Croaker tribe. You guys want to run? No? Oh, okay. Well, have fun with your friends, then. They weren't the Croaker tribe. They were the Croaked tribe. Ah, good morning, Candyman. And thank you for the sub. What in the world? I'll jot that down. Give me a second. Towards FF1, F4, FF8. Done. Thank you. Guys. Guys. That does seem to be keeping with the tone of the game, Rax. Although 8,000 experience isn't really a large amount at this point. Yeah, it's like a 10th of a level. Let me move it. Let me move it. Ah! Ow. Okay. You know, if I had a giant mech, I would totally have holograms installed in it. Holographic projectors that made it so that anytime I punched someone, hearts came flying out. Like, we can make this happen. We have the technology. Still gave the same experience as the giant pile of, or the small pile of croakers. Why can't I move this rock? Move, rock. Move. Oh my god. Go away! You know, you're literally not worth the fuel. I didn't knock the hearts. I'm just saying, we get a little holographic projector. Like, people all are like, oh man, cosmetics in games. How do we make that happen in a sci-fi setting? Duh! Just have a little... Okay, just think about this for 5 seconds. So there's this little device somewhere in the arms which just releases a small cloud of steam, okay? Superheated water. Whoosh. And then it just displays a quick visual thing, like a laser show, hologram kind of a thing, of whatever image it is you want your special effect to be. Boom. Done. Wham! Alright. Okay, maybe this isn't the rock I want. Maybe there's another rock. Maybe I can make this jump. Guys! Okay, okay, you're not the croakers. So, anyways, and then we fought, and 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 they're dead. Still not a lot of experience, by the way. Yeah, we know how to shape explosives to make certain things. It's called fireworks. We've done that for years. Okay. I get out of here before the griffin comes back. Still no music. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know everyone loves the soundtrack of this game. But, this is driving me insane. So... Find the 3 hidden stones and put them in the holes. Truth is back there. Hmm? Looks like there's writing carved on the walls. Aim your sights higher. The unseen is true, too. Writing on the wall. The center stone will be your foothold. Four steps south, 10 steps west. Higher than the center pillar. Check the back of the stone pillars. Okay. Okay. This is also the dungeon with the water puzzle. Which, honestly, I like this part of the game, but the water puzzle might be its own negative. I'm just saying. Okay, hang on. That's a fair point. We probably need, like, somber music for this. So I have a playlist for that. Ozzy might be in a pickle. So apparently there's a bug for this section. It has to do with literally a programming error. Let's see how this works out. Well, hopefully we don't run into it here. You'll notice it's no longer spawning the rocks. Just making sure we have all the interactions on the wall. Then... okay. So, we're good. These are some esoteric hints, by the way. One of the pillars says check the walls. One of the pillars says check the other one. One of the pillars says set your sights higher. This is how we get the top one. There we go. Now we have all three. We're good. Yeah, the real thrust of the puzzle is getting the rocks to spawn at all. Which, yeah. Sure. Yeah, the fact that you have to read everything, then then talk to the right things is kind of one of the main sticking points for me there. So then we fight, and 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 we're done. Okay. And then we go back to the wonderful, beautiful silence. Endless silence. Darkness conquers all games. Thanks, Shopkeep Johnny. Appreciate you. Sorry, sorry. Nope, no. Sorry about that. Big save. I guess this is where the frogs are coming from. Really? Go away. I let you run. Really? It won't let me go underwater either. Whatever. This looks like a fun room. Yeah, we've got too many people sick right now. Um... Oh yeah, totally not suspicious. Fear not the darkness of the walls of the pit, for if you keep moving forward the path you will find. Free treasure! Woo! Nothing happened. Oh, there we go. Okay. You know what, I just realized I literally have a Ruins playlist. Oh, that's an appropriate song. Huh? Now what? I'm about to become a Jill sandwich! Hey, Dream Whisperer. As I say, this is just backtracking. Interesting, they're trying to put a traps-focused dungeon this far into the game, by the way. Okay. So this is the water puzzle. This... Hang on, I'm going to make a big save here, because holy crap. What limestone came from? So yeah, this puzzle might actually... This puzzle is a negative. Let's just get this out of the way. I knew about this puzzle because it's infamous amongst speedrunners. The few speedrunners who actually speedrun Disc 2... Saga 3. The few speedrunners who actually hit Disc 2 at all hate this puzzle. Because... Well, I'll show you the optimal solution in just a second. But first I gotta find something. Why is the cover art for Xenosaga 3 having Cosmos showing off her ass? He asked redundantly. Okay, so we've got a hard save in, right? Let's see what it tells us to do. Okay, so that switch lowers the water by an amount. That switch raises the water by an amount. There's a button over here with 3 marks on it. There's a button over here with 7 marks on it. Figured out. Now I'm actually going to reset. Just to make this very clear. Now hang on. Give me a second. Sorry, I didn't actually realize we were getting to this quickly. Okay, so we're going to hit the right switch. Then 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 we're going to go over here and hit this button with 7 marks. Then... By the way, any screw-up means starting all over from scratch. Then we're going to hit the left switch. Then we're going to hit the left button. Then we're going to hit the right switch. Then we're going to hit the left button. Then we're going to hit the right switch. There we go. Then we're going to hit the right button. Then you hit the left switch. Then we hit the left button. Then we hit the right switch. And we're done. I have no idea what the solution was, by the way. Like, you figure, like, removing all the water was the goal, right? But no, actually. It was hitting a specific level of the water. That puzzle can go to hell. I don't even know what to add to that. I think that speaks for itself. Like, trial and error tells you what each switch does, but it doesn't tell you what the buttons do. In fact, as of this moment in time, having just completed the puzzle, I could not tell you what the buttons do. Now, I'm not crass, you know me. I'm not into crude humor. But the top comment on the video I was just watching, in order to do that, because is, I hope the person who uploaded this gets the best head of their life. It's from 13 years ago. I'm actually curious, what does the speed run say to do here? Hang on, I gotta scroll down a lot. Ah, here we go. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to comment on this. So the speedrun lists the pillar puzzle as, and this is, I'm not making this up, nonsense puzzle number 1. And the water puzzle we just did is nonsense puzzle 2. Apparently the water level is 10, and the goal is to get it to 5. I have no idea how you know that. That's... yeah, so that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... no. I don't know how many steps. That was a lot of steps. I want to argue 2 negatives. That is an actually terrible puzzle. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Tower of Hanoi format, but I would at least prefer a Tower of Hanoi to that nonsense. Wow. It's so bad, Righteous Hand blocked it from their memory. I should write that down. I'm going to write that down in the notes. Look, I've been liking this too so far, but what is this, you know? I want to say something real quick. I'm glad I put this game down in Kislev. As a kid, you know, as a kid, listen to me. Because I could just imagine, you know, I guess that would have been 16-year-old me, getting to this dungeon. Remember, no game facts. Didn't exist yet. Or if it did, I wasn't aware of it. So, no game facts, no strategy guide, no walkthrough. And getting to this dungeon. I probably would have figured out the pillar one eventually. That really, at the end of the day, it boils down to talk to everything multiple times until you do it in the right order. But this? I mean, I've actually talked about this before. This is very firmly at the beginning of the strategy guide era, right? Like, this was when gaming companies were actively, admittedly, openly, were saying that they were designing puzzles so that they could make more guides sell because they had handshake agreements with some of the guide creators. That period of time only lasted like 5 or 6 years, but there's some bullcrap because of that era of gaming. FF9 is a victim of this as well, before you think I'm being biased. Okay, so here we go. I think. Let me check the walkthrough. Yeah, it wasn't a long era. The internet and, frankly, GameFAQs pretty much completely supplanted the walkthrough era. The strategy guide era, excuse me. It's a shame because there was a golden age of strategy guides. You remember that? When strategy guides had not only actually useful information, but were kind of more, for lack of a better way to put it, editorialized. There was flavor to them. You know, people were writing it as if, well, honestly, the way people tend to write GameFAQs nowadays. As opposed to, like, the worst era, where it was just dry information, which like, go here, do this, this thing has this much health. Yeah, like, you know what? Primo example, the Earthbound strategy guide. I know that's kind of a low-hanging fruit, but that is a wonderful strategy guide, right? It still is a strategy guide, but it is flavorful. And yeah, artistic presentation, exactly. A lot of work and effort was put into making it an interesting read regardless of the game. Several of the old Nintendo Power ones are pretty cool too. And there was an FF7 one by Versus Games. I remember that one, or Versus Guides, which I really liked as well. In fact, I also have one from Pokemon Soul. Soul? No. Pokemon Silver. Also by Versus Games, which I also rather enjoyed. No, I was going to equip that. Here we go. Yeah, it's a big booster of defense. I'll take it. Well, yeah, admittedly, if we're being honest with ourselves, we don't miss strategy guides. We don't. We don't miss game manuals. We don't miss strategy guides. We miss good game manuals and good strategy guides, right? That's what we really long for. That's what we remember. Like game manuals, right? I could speak positively about several game manuals. StarCraft, Homeworld, Age of Empires 1, Age of Empires 2. And then there's the other 90%. Yeah, good guides with good art. And when I say art, I don't just mean the actual artwork. I mean some actual presentation. Nintendo Power had an artist for a while there that had a really unique style to him. I want to say his name was Howard, but don't quote me on that. He did really cool stuff, frankly. And a lot of Nintendo Power's sections were made better because his custom artwork was there. Jesus Christ, 106 chapters. That's insane. I like the Popeye Cloud, though. What am I doing? What am I doing? That's not that good, actually. Yeah, it's the flavor that makes them interesting. I mentioned Age of Empires. One of the things that struck me about that was it was an attempt to do an approximation of an actual historical account of everything. Oh, another ether doubler. Wonder if I can have 2 ether doublers equipped at the same time. Oh. Huh. Right. Okay. Forgot we were at this point already. And by forgot, I mean I didn't know. I should use correct terminology. So then we fight, and we fight, and we fight. Sorry. We'll do this instead. Surely this will be faster. No, I did not. Mr. Red. I guess I can. That's kind of obvious because of the fact that we literally just had an encounter. Yeah, it literally hard locked the game, just straight up. So, hey guys, have you ever played an RPG before? Anybody in chat, really, anybody. Anybody, it's just a random, I know you've never even heard, it stands for a repetitive, unplayable game. And, yeah, it's a noob, it's Jap crap is what it really is. I don't remember that. Kingdom Hearts run, the original Kingdom Hearts run. Look, just for you, Lunarith. I even caught it. You didn't have to say anything. I caught it. Yeah, let's turn that music back on. Repetitive playable grind. There we go. There we go. So, have you ever encountered something? It's actually funny how relatively rare this is. Where, without any warning, a character leaves your party and takes all their stuff with them. Yeah, no, it was during Rax was there. They can attest to this. It was during the original Kingdom Hearts run. Years and years ago. Yeah, it would be really nice if the game did some. I get why the game doesn't want to warn you of that. It's kind of a rare thing because by about the late PS1 era, they'd started figuring out how to dump their inventory into your inventory. And by the late PS1 era, I mean the SNES era, because FF could do that. FF6 did that. Excuse me. Yeah, so we're about to lose Ellie. So we're gonna unequip her. Now here's the thing. Normally I wouldn't bother taking all this stuff off her, but we're about to lose her permanently. She's never actually rejoining the party. That was just on, like, next recommended on YouTube. Yeah, I need to rip all of Ellie's gear off. And then strip all her gear off of her gear, I mean. So we have to decide who our final party member is going to be. Yeah, FF6, so it's actually funny. If I could talk about game design for just a second. Um, it's actually harder than you'd think to dump a party member of all their stuff unless you already have a pre-existing thing to do that. Oh, hey, that's what FF6 added, and that's why they added it. Again, polished. Someone somewhere sat down and thought about the use of a button that's just unequip everyone who's not in the party, unequip everyone, period. You remember that? It's in the airship. Yeah, the empty command. So it's a command in the menu, and then it's a command from an NPC. So the point is that script was designed so that they, the developers, then have the option to use that whenever they need to, as the story demands. So they could swap characters in and out without ever warning you, because it doesn't matter. They could just use that command and dump all their gear back in your inventory. And because the inventory in FF6 is very well designed, it will never fill out unless you glitch it, because there's exactly as many inventory slots as there are items in the game, which is also deliberately designed. So in other words, while you will eventually somehow magically fill out on 99 of everything, there's no possibility of something just going off into the ether or being dumped or otherwise being lost as either junk data or deleted. So, yeah. That was on the SNES. Sorry. So we're going to bring Emeralda. For reasons that'll be obvious in a bit, or are already obvious to anybody who already knows this game. Plus, her gear looks cool. I know, Rex. Like, there are so many features this game does not have that weirds me out. Now, let's talk about Emeralda briefly. So, she is a death machine, actually. And the specific reason why is because her stat growth. We actually talked about this back in Chrono Cross, because stat growth is a huge aspect of relative power progression in Chrono Cross. Well, Emeralda has insanely good stat growth. Like, she is pretty much guaranteed to be getting stat ups in pretty much every stat, every single level. And it goes up from there. Because there is some RNG and stat gain on level ups. So, yeah. Let's see if there's any better armor for her. Looks like I saw something there. There it is. And yeah, obviously I'm actually really bringing her for lore reasons. But that stat growth thing, oof. I mean, the other characters don't have any real lore relevance, Chill Pangolin. But also, it's just easier to level 3 people and not worry about the rest. Especially in a game that's as grindy as this one. Let's go give it the speed ring S. And then let's look at her gear. Gotta look at the gear on her gear. I mean, does she even know spells? I guess we could look. You know spells. Ooh, she knows the same spells Ellie does. That's funny. Okay, you know what? That changes everything. Hang on. New plan. I'm just leaving this going. No, this is probably exactly right. You're right. This is probably why they did this. This is also probably why she has insane stat growth. By the way, she also has very, very high death blow growth. Although, speaking of, I think I'm actually going to swap out the speed ring for the moment and give her a wizarding ring. I should have another one. If I don't, I'll just give her phase. I don't know. Alright, whatever. There we go. Speed ring, I guess. Hang on. Shouldn't you have... That is a good question, Chill Pangolin. When you figure out the answer to that, you let me know. There we go. And then give her nothing. Hang on, let's speed this up. Okay, what's next on random? I don't know what this is. Is this Frostpunk? It is Frostpunk. Okay. It's got a good soundtrack. Okay, now... Power Magic. She already has that. Let's give her a heal. Dude, Frostpunk rocks. I saw +8. The most polished FF game after 6? That's actually a tough one. Let me think about that. Okay, big save. Most polished FF after 6. Ah! Well, yeah, aside from 6, I get the idea. Not worth the fuel. God damn it. I guess I lost my jump abilities from that combat. The frogs were like, ah, we made them fall. Excellent job, my brethren. Ribbit. Oh, okay, sure, whatever. You refill my fuel, please. That just burned. I should also make sure that she's... You're not in my party anymore, are you? Geared up here. She is not. I think I checked. Honestly, there are only two potential answers to that. 9 and 12. And I'm kind of torn between both of them, because neither of them are as well polished as 6 is. And it could be argued, you know, that they're not polished and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm going to default to 9, I think. I think 9 is the second most polished. It's a weird thing to say, but yeah, I don't have a better answer than that. Yeah, no, that is the gap. I've never... I swear I don't mean... I'm not doing this on purpose. I've never really processed before how much more polished 6 is than every other FF. That's weird. Do I have any silver and gold gear? I do. I have 1 gold plate. 2 silver armors. Yeah, FF games just generally aren't very polished. That's the norm, really. I have any better stuff? No, I do not. Okay, fine, whatever. And what are these? Yeah, 6 had time. It's that is what polish really means at the end of the day, is time. They were in way ahead of time, way ahead of budget, and they just kept working on it. No, 9 had a pretty troubled development, just like all of them did in this era. Hell, 9 should have been a PS2 game. Really. I mean, 9 literally came out after the PS2, to put that into perspective. I forget the gap. Alright, let me double check something here. So we got our gels on. There's actually one glitch in FF6 that I wish they'd retained. It's the Vanish Doom bug. More specifically, the bug is that when you are invisible, spells have a 100% chance to hit, which means enemies that would otherwise be immune to certain effects, Doom is just one of them, will then be hit by them. Yeah, no kidding, right, Sam. So, speaking of Starfield... Oh man, no kidding, Rex. And not to be too dismissive towards FF10, but we saw what FF10 was like with the bouncer. They still clearly were having very serious issues getting games working on the PS2. They still had things to learn. And then Spirits Within destroyed everything. So there's an Anima relic in these ruins. So ancient people worship meaningless things too, huh? Time to get an upgrade for a character I will never use. Who's that? What'd you say? Say something I understand. Who are you? Get out of my head. Rico, are you okay? My name's Rico, not Blanca! I've seen that shape somewhere before. I'm sorry I'm so boring, push-ups. Wasn't that Rico's gear? So it looks like it was your turn, Rico. Well, anyway, we'll soon see when we go outside. Yeah, just work harder on something creative. Yeah! But that literally doesn't apply. So, who's ready for the most terrifying boss in the entire game? Hey, bro. It's been a long time no see, bro. Hammer? What are you doing in that outfit? I was finally able to get it. Super strength. Just like you, bro. Feels so good being one with your gear. Krellian did this for me. Anyway, just leave that gear in Miss Helly for me. Resistance is useless. I'm much too powerful for you now. What are you saying, Hammer? What? You're not handing them over? I see. Then I'll just have to use force and take the girl and the gear from you. Okay, so this is our optional boss, as weird as that sounds. I'll talk about why in a second. Stop it, Hammer. Even you, champ, won't win against me now. Here I come. Wow, he's actually much smaller than I thought. So, defeating this boss is actually really easy. Beating the optional form of this boss is much harder. And it's considered desirable to do so. So we'll see how we manage that. I'll put in a save at the beginning of the fight here, and we'll see. Hang on, back up. Let's try a basic attack here. Yeah, I thought she did too, Righteous Hand. Sit around, push-ups, enjoy the boring. Okay, so that's 2,000 damage from an SV. I'm probably not going to win, and honestly, I'm not sure how much I care. We don't have air odds, and that's not great. Yeah, you have a set number of turns in order to do 21,000 damage. Oh, wow. Your tail's gone a little crazy there, buddy. There's a carrot. Oh, jeez, I'm doing so little damage. Oh, God, flashing lights. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay. Ah, that hurt a little. But yeah, there's a whole character arc about Hammer being like, I'm super useful and helpful and fun and awesome, and I'm super fantastico, and everyone loves and cares about me. And then we get onto the rest of the world, and he just kind of fades into the background because he absolutely cannot keep up with the rest of us. And yeah, that's supposed to be his character arc. Almost none of that is actually in the game. And yeah, and then Krelian got to him off-screen. Literally off-screen. Let's do this. Oh no, there was something I had to do. Ah! No! God damn it, I couldn't tell who I was targeting. I said almost none of that's in the game, Righteous Hand. Speaking of... Listen, accessibility features are for fools. Yeah, just stop watching for a bit. And try to kill him as quickly as I can. I just need to, like, kind of not have my eyes on the screen while I'm doing this. Can I buff him? Nope. Okay, good enough. I mean, honestly, I should give a negative. We even have a category for it. It's called graphics. And I know that sounds like a strange category for gameplay negative, but it's specifically for when the graphics are misused or abused, such as for things that cause epilepsy issues, or flashing lights warning, or headache-inducing, or nausea-inducing. And it's sad that I had to make an entire category for that type of negative, but we've encountered that many times. That is a common negative. So, yeah. Are we there already? I mean, hell, my biggest complaint by far about Zelda Echoes of Wisdom was the headache-inducing blur. Something I stand by, it's worth noting. Okay. I'm not sure how far we are through his damage. I really wish I could see the boss health bar. Let's pop a save for no reason. And go ahead and boost now. Bloom doesn't affect me as much unless there's other things that make the bloom worse. Like in Breath of the Wild. God dang, the snowy and deserty areas in Breath of the Wild are just eye cancer to me. He's not doing bad for having literally just joined my party. I think I like her mecha the most, too. I've been thinking about that. Hers and Riko's are probably my two favorites. For, honestly, very different reasons. True, on Valkenstein. If it adds arms, my interest goes down, I'm just gonna say, right now. So you say that right just... Oh, here we go. Save. So we're gonna go for it. She is a swarm of nanites, Zoe. So smarter people than me have done the math. And in terms of raw damage per time, actually it is fastest by far to do triangle, triangle, square, and then never do anything else. I was also one turn late here. That alone might screw me over because of how tight the timing is on this. Like I said, I need to do 21,000. I'm not even sure I get close. I'm going to do one more attempt at that without the screw-up. I'm also going to vary up our strategy slightly. The screw-up, if you're wondering, was I forgot to system id immediately. So I lost a round of being in system id. I'm not sure if that extra round would do it, but here we are. Nope. Oh well. I'm gonna give up on it. So the reward for that is an item which increases the drop rate of rare items by a huge amount. In fact, in some cases, you effectively don't have a chance to get rare items to drop unless you have that item equipped. That's going to severely change our late-game grinding strategy, so we'll see how that goes. That's my bro. Far too strong. Even for me. Just when I thought I finally got powerful enough to beat you, too. You just have to kill him in time, Felix. It's just a DPS race. That's all it is. You have to do 21,000 damage before he explodes. That's it. Champ. Promise me you'll go back to Nortune one day. You are the next in line to be the Kaiser. You knew? Don't underestimate the power of my information network. But it's no use now. For a bit player like me, this is probably the end I deserve. Hammer! Yeah, the problem, as weird as it sounds, is Emeralda wasn't doing enough damage. What's really funny is apparently the way to really boost Emeralda's damage is to be in Infinity mode. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have that yet, so I'm not sure what I'm missing there. Hammer disappeared into the chasm with a look of satisfaction. Was he happy because he'd been able to obtain it? His brief moment of power? Hammer's smile. Was that the look of joy from obtaining power? Or was it a look of relief from the pain that was brought upon by his mutation? We have not had the ability to do her side quest yet, Felix. Ultimately, we had no choice but to defeat our friend, Hammer, for the sake of our own survival. Was there any other way around it? I've never felt that fighting was so futile until now. Ellie cried continuously. She hated herself for not having the power to be able to do anything to help him. When I saw her like that, I couldn't help thinking, I can no longer allow her to fight like this. We returned to Ignis, feeling that this had become much more than we could bear. What do you want, Ramsus? You. If you didn't exist, that's why I must get rid of you. Only then we'll be able to beat him. What do you think you're doing, Ramsus? That's absurd. Do you think you can neutralize my power? Of course he can. He was made to be able to do so. Krellian, surely you're not on their side now. Oh, really now? I don't care about a group of old geezers who are so obsessed with clinging onto their dear little lives that they had to resort to turning themselves into data on the SOL 9000 in order to survive. That's not why. Your existence obstructs me from reaching my goal. That's all. Haven't you been working for humanity's future? For humans to live longer? That's why I assisted you. Yes, that's right. I try to lead the people in my own way. That hasn't changed in the least. Krellian, what's gotten into you? Kill him, Ramsus. Ooh-ah. Cain was arguably evil back in the day, but even then, that's debatable. He has been evil since the game started. So, Cain is dead? Yes. The final fate for one bound with everlasting flesh. If only he had just accepted our logical ideals, too. A fitting end for someone who had become dominated by needless flesh. Excellent work, Krellian. Now there is nothing that can stand in the way of us accomplishing our objective. The Anima relics have been awakened and aligned with their respective Animus. Dan, Joseph, Gad have been aligned with the Surface Dweller as their Animus. Huga's Asher, Ramsus's Zebulun, Krelian's Judah, Sophia's Dinah. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Issachar were already aligned 500 years ago. And finally, Graph's Naphtali. All of the Anima relics have been activated. The identity of the persona mask of the Mother has also become clear. The time has come. Now is the time to open the door to God's domain to attain the fleshly body and the wisdom of God. The time of the true awakening to carry us to new horizons. Yes, the time of gospel has come. Now humans extol the awakening of God. So we mentioned things getting worse, right? Well, we weren't talking about Hammer. Also, in case you missed it, the game doesn't make it very clear. Cain was still in his original body. Barely capable to move, that's why he's in that life support suit. But that's actually him. Really, 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 really old. Suddenly the howling erupted. Even the people who had not mutated were being turned into wells. They howled out like war cries, as if to call out to something. Yeah, this is an extinction level event. That's because Ramsus had been manipulated into assassinating the Emperor. Now, with nothing else holding them back, the Ministry had put into force the Goetia Key, the effects of which were to alter those people who had been destined by God. Those people destined by God, regardless of whether they were surface dwellers or Solarian, began to change shape one after another. The howling was the people who had filled the earth calling out to God. Once humans have filled the earth, God will awaken from his long sleep, and the awakening of Mahanan, paradise in the sky, will soon follow. The true meaning of what the Ministry had spoken, the true nature of that legend, was at last beginning to be realized. This is what they meant when they said, once humans have filled the earth. Eventually, Mahanan, the resting place of God, woke from its long slumber and began to rise, almost as if responding to the call of the people. It appeared before us in all its majestic glory. I looked it up! It said Goetia. I'm calling it Goetia. I looked up a pronunciation guide. So there's Mahanan, a.k.a. That's right, yet another chunk of that freaking ship. You know, the one from the beginning. I'm telling you, they built them to last back in the O's. Yeah, you can actually see the bridge up there. I'm not even going to comment on the fact that the tech is still working. I'm just whatever. Solaris, Gazelle Ministry sent a massive force there to obtain God and wisdom. By now, neither the nation of Solaris nor the organization known as Gebler existed anymore. The thing that was left was the innumerable accumulation of weapons. Almost all of the Solarians had been transfigured into weapons. The Gazelle Ministry now reigned over them as their commanders. There was no way we could allow God or God's wisdom to fall in the hands of the Ministry. We decided to assemble all the forces we could and head towards Mahanan. It was a perilous battle. There was no guarantee we would make it back alive. We were to carry out the plan at dawn, hence I had to stiffen my resolve concerning her. Wait a minute. You want me to stay here? My name's not Rosa. I have completely different hair color. No, it's too dangerous. Why? I've been in many dangerous situations. Ah! This isn't the first time. I said, no, we can't take you. Please understand. No, I want to go. We've been fighting together all this time. Suddenly you're telling me not to go? I just don't get it. This isn't like any other fight. It's a battle for the wisdom created by God. It's life or death. What have we been doing until now, if not battles of life or death? Like, I'm sorry. this is stupid. One moment, please. And whoever controls it becomes the true dominator of the world. It's obvious the Ministry will bring about the strongest possible troops. There's no guarantee you'll come back alive. Yeah. But A, that's true for all of us, and B, if we don't succeed at this, nobody's going to live. Oh yeah, C, what troops? I think he means the Wells. That's exactly where I want to go. Yeah, we should probably bring our best DPSer. You don't have the slightest idea. What don't I understand? If the enemy or only the Ministry are just mechanical weapons, would be okay. Most of the enemies will be made up of what were once humans. Humans just like you and I. I saw them at those facilities. Gears made out of humans. They were the same as Hammer. Could you destroy them after knowing this? In order to save ourselves, can you truly say you could kill those who were once our friends? So, do you still want to go now? Well, you can't even kill one person. Your presence would be a burden during the fight. Jesus Christ, Faye! You just get in the way of the negative to story. No, I'm sorry, this is dumb. This is an interesting song choice for this. Yeah, fake drama. In fact, actually, yeah, let's put that into that. Hey, Faye, don't you think you went a little too far? Like, I'm gonna ding FF4 for this exact same problem. We cannot blame her. At least we should understand her feelings. I know how Ellie feels. I knew she wouldn't have listened to me if I had just said, "You're not coming," seeing as she has worked together with us for such a long time and all. That's why I had to explain it to her like that. Fake drama. The people gathered in Dasan need Ellie. She's got to realize how much people are depending on her. I can't put her in a dangerous situation. But the way you said it was a little harsh. You didn't have to be so cold. She was crying, you know. I'm going to interrupt this scene real quick because I want to make a point super quick. You know how I talk about how important music direction is to everything, really, but especially video games? Well, music direction is the difference between the scene we just saw and the scene we're about to. But I am sure she realizes that. I agree. Maybe you are the one who doesn't understand. Me? I don't understand. A lady's heart? She wants to go. To be with you, Faye. Until the end. Yeah! If I were you, I'd hold her tight and say, Let's go together. Just like that. Really? No. I mean, young master, don't overdo yourself now. Ah, shut up. Anyhow, why don't you go ask her to come with you? Whether she'll go or not, you should express your feelings in words. If you really care about her, you have to go tell her. Express your feelings, right? I didn't mean... Too late now. Everyone knows it. You are not being true to yourself, are you? Hang on, I can change the tone of this song one more time. Check this out. Or tone of the scene, excuse me. I've turned it up a little bit because it's a quiet song. You are not being true to yourself, are you? I agree. Faye, say it straight out. Go ahead. Chase after her. What are you waiting for? Get in the girl, Faye! I did. I almost forgot to, Rax, but I did. It's actually not that frequently we give that negative. It's not just JRPGs. All kinds of games have that problem. So, save, so we don't have to watch that again. Don't run away. Be a man and... Don't run away. Be a man and confront the problem. Hey, stupid, it's the other room. Thanks! Thanks, game! Yes, I must confront it. Okay, I'll stop screwing around with the music. Just making a point. Sorry about what just happened. Forgive me. But I want to explain. Now, for the first time, people on both Earth and Solaris are becoming one. But that's not what's happening. Okay, for those of you who missed that, the game kind of glazed over that a little bit. But, like, I think it's 98% of the population just died. Or worse than died. Like, this is literally an extinction level event that just happened. But then not all of them are strong like the crew of this ship or the people at Shavat. Even we almost lose sight of our future at times. So you can imagine what regular people go through. That's why people need someone like you to depend on, as a light to guide us. The cat has freed the hearts of people that have been used as tools by the Ministry for hundreds of years. Ellie, it was you, and now your body doesn't just belong to you alone anymore. Whoa there, buddy! That's why I can't let you be in any danger. That's why I don't want you to fight anymore. It's funny, isn't it? Huh? We used to be enemies, but now we're together like this. In the beginning, I think I saw myself in you. We seemed to overlap, you being in a similar situation as I was in. When I was with you, I didn't feel alone or apprehensive. That's why I thought I liked you. But it wasn't like that. I simply didn't have the courage to look at my true self. I turned to you to run away from it all. I mistook that for love. I mean, having someone to escape from the horrors of reality sure sounds like a form of love to me. Just saying. Can I help you, Cat? It was when the Goetia key was turned, collectible. So, yeah. I forget which, I think it's the Perfect Works thing says this, but they mentioned that there's actual thousands of people left at this point. On the planet. Thousands. It's different now. I can face my own problems. I am me and you are you. It's all become clear to me now. I also learned I really do need you. It's not because I need you as a sanctuary for my problems. I need you because I truly love you. Ellie, I know what you're saying, Faye. I know why you're so concerned for my safety. But you know, I'm scared. I fear we may never see each other again. I just have this feeling. Don't worry. I won't die. No, it's not that. It's something completely different. It's as if I'm being torn apart by something I can't resist, that I'm no longer me. If you come back safely, it just feels so uneasy. That's why I need to go with you. I can't bear to be away from you. I feel the same way, ever since the time I met you in the forest. I think it's the same feeling you've been having. I was also running to you, but I have to solve my own problems. I can't throw away my problems onto you. There's another me. Id is within me. I fear at any moment Id may awaken within me. The only one that's been able to keep me from giving in to Id. It was because you were always by my side I was still able to keep from losing myself. I promise you I will return. That is, Ellie, I want you to be my reason to return, to be my home I can return to. Ellie, if you'll wait for me to come back, even if we're in totally different places, as long as you'll stay by my side, I know I'll be able to do anything. Oh, Faye. Anime, Faye. So remember, they haven't even hugged yet. Anyway, so they have sex. No, really. Are you going now? Yeah, sorry. Did I wake you? It's okay. I've been awake all along. All along? Uh-huh. You snore. I mean, I was watching over you while you slept. And before I realized it, it was morning. Well, I'm off. I mean, he just woke up, dressed himself, trying not to wake her up after they slept in the same bed while she's in said bed, completely naked except for the blanket that's covering her, very strategically. Yes, they had sex. Yeah, well. Oh, could you hold on to this for me? Yeah, at least this is an FF7's sex scene, which is something that people still debate to this very day. Is this a pendant? I don't know whose it is. It seems it was on me when I was brought to Lahan. It may be mine, or it could be... Could be? Oh, nothing. Will you just hold on to it for me? Alright, I'll hold on to it for you. Thanks. I guess it's goodbye. Yeah, the Cloud Tifa one. Which actually only happens if you have certain relationship values. And is completely off camera. And the only real hint that it exists is the crew's react. The level of embarrassment Tifa has from finding out that the crew realized they were there. There we go, kind of lined that up correctly. Ellie, are you okay about this? Don't you want to be with him? Yes. But it's because I believe in him. Just being close to a person is not in itself an indication of love, is it? But men are selfish. When something big happens, they say, it's too dangerous, you can't come. They treat women like we're weaklings. Even though Ellie is literally my best DPSer. Gone forever. I'm not joking. She is gone from the game. As in, from a playable character. I will never have her in the party again. Although it's true I can't help Bart friends much anymore. I'm not sure everyone wants someone special waiting for them. Someone who will protect the place they can return to. If you don't have that peace of mind, then you would not be able to get anything done. Men try to tough it out as much as they can, and then some. They're cute the way they do that, aren't they? Yeah, you're right. Anyway, we have things to do now. So, while we do them, let's pray that everyone comes back safely. To God? No, to your own innermost feelings that everyone believes in. What's wrong? I knew it. Yes, that must be it. What? Ellie, it's like everyone says, you must be a reincarnation of Sophia. You have no way of knowing the Nisan sect's teaching, but what you say, well, it's exactly the same as what Sophia always said. Yes, that might be it. The first time I visited here, I had the most amazing feeling. Artificial reincarnation, that's a fun one. Wonder if Assassin's Creed was inspired by this. Familiar, sad, like I'd visited her many times in my dreams. I know where each room is and what's in them. Even though I haven't been here in centuries. I just know I must have been here in the distant past. Before, if you'd spoken of this, I'd have brushed it off with a laugh. Now I can more or less believe it. The things I couldn't do then, I'm probably trying to do now. Things you couldn't do? Yes, the things I couldn't do. Eldridge. It actually does say it right there. Driving back the Solarian interceptor forces, we took the floating continent, Mahanan. And, just in case you missed it earlier when I made this joke, do you get it? The ship's name is Eldritch. It was the center hull of a colossal spacecraft with a diameter of at least 40 kelts. Judging from the condition of the hull, we estimated the ship was thousands of years old. Paint still works. It was determined by examining the inside of the records that some kind of accident occurred on the ship about 10,000 years ago, which forced it to crash on our planet. Alien beings that came to our planet from a far-off galaxy eons ago. Could it possibly been our ancestors were the passengers of this ship and it crash-landed here on this planet? Yeah. Seeking God and his divine wisdom, Raziel's tree, which it said lie here. Oh my God, this is one sentence. Seeking God and his divine wisdom, Raziel's tree, which it is said lie here in Mahanan, we proceeded further. Oh my God. No. Well, I mean, I've never played past this point, Evil's Bane, but I know everything that's going to happen. I've studied this game for years. No spoilers, though, for everybody who hasn't, because plenty of people in chat have never seen this game. And yes, believe it or not, there are still spoilers ahead. Okay, so, hang on, let's... Hang on. We want a specific setup for this. Here it is. Honestly, it has in fact improved in its localization overall. Which is shocking. Of course I know the ending. Why would I break for lunch? It's like an hour early. Nope, you cannot, Czar. I was even checking. No, this is something they do periodically because you don't have a menu-y section in several parts of the game, so they kind of force a would you like to menu section before some of these, because we're about to be dumped into a boss battle. Go get lunch, Righteous Ham. Okay. So we don't need the gel damage anymore. Let's get back to our magnetic coat setup. It did, Czar. That's correct. So, what Czar doesn't understand, I can tell just by the way that this is being asked, is you actually cannot change party members in the menu. The game is weirdly restrictive with allowing you to swap party members. It's not like, say, FF7 or 6 or Suikoden. No, you have to actually be at a specific party swapping spot in order to be able to swap parties. So, yeah, it's like FF4, with very few exceptions. So you have to be at one of the silver pillars, which is usually right next to a save point, or you have to have a menu thing that pops up like the one that just did, which allowed me to swap people. Usually those happen as a result of plotty stuff like this. Where's my ammo? Whatever, I'm not going to be using guns anyways. Okay. For that. I really wish I could sort these a little bit better. I usually prefer having save states and what I call real saves. Or quick saves and real saves. This is a PS1 game, so I don't think I have a real save at all yet. Seriously, I don't think I've saved at all. And that's going to be really funny when it bites me in the ass. Speaking of which, for no reason. Wow, I don't have anything else, do I? Just the E-circuits. I feel like I just said this, Felix, but to refresh you, this is the first time, this week is the first time I've played this game past the sewer level. I actually did a whole story when we got there. I'll give you the summarized version. I got to the sewer level, and then I put the game down and returned it to the store. But given my job, which I've had at this point for over a decade and a half, one of the things I tend to do is look into things that people like to talk about. And people like to talk about the story of Xenogears. It's one of the more talked about JRPGs in this era of this type. So naturally, in order to have an informed input on everything, I did my research. And no, I don't mean I glanced at Wikipedia. Anybody who thinks going to Wikipedia is research has never done research in their life. Screw it. Let's just do more E-circuits. Okay, that should be good. Wait! Here, just for you, we'll do one save. Okay, we have one real save. So there's the thing. We actually saw this at the very beginning of the game. God, that's loud. In the depths, we saw an alien form. It was partially rotted and petrified. A giant, grotesque being. It gave off an inexplicable air of intimidation. Perhaps it was more than a gut reaction. Perhaps it was the fear of the absolute that came from the very depths of our inherited instincts. Yeah, of course the thing has a human face. But yeah, this is the thing that took over the ship, all the way back in the opening cinematic. Looks really dorky, doesn't it? This also wiped out a whole planet worth of people. They never explain how, to my knowledge. Like, I don't know the specifics of how that happened. Ow. I think it's automatic too, and yeah, there's a soft lock that can occur right here. I've actually had a few backup saves just in case we do run into it. Okay, so, do nothing. Switch over to System ID. Nothing. Nothing. Kind of an interesting idea for a boss fight. It's fully puzzle, right? It's a puzzle boss fight. And it's dead. When you hit it, it heals itself. But otherwise, it just kind of halves everyone's HP, including its own, periodically. Ding. That was the ultimate power? Well, and I wasn't going to spoil this, but since Righteous Ham literally just said it in chat, no, that is about 1/3 of the thing. The partially rotted thing eventually self-disintegrated. We proceeded even further. We came to an enormous cavern that was big enough to swallow the whole capital of Ave. In its center were two gently glowing objects. It was a sort of... Yeah, it's a machine called Deus. Do you get it? It was a source of divine wisdom. It was Raziel's tree. Game. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. And the cavern itself was a giant computer called Raziel. The wisdom of God hidden within Raziel. We found the unthinkable when we accessed its data. A large, unmanned strategic weapon and its battalion of terminal interface weapons, traveling from star system to star system, and a gargantuan mothership used to carry them. The creation of the Malak Angel, God's army to reign over the vast universe with, and the construction of a divine ark. These weapons were called Yabe, the Interplanetary Invasion Weapon System. What the Gazelle Ministry was pursuing was right here. According to the data, the giant rotting organism we just defeated was in fact the nucleus of the system. We were on the verge of accessing the data for the object called Zohar, something they've barely mentioned yet. The central neural circuit and power source controlling the entire system, from weapons to the mothership. When suddenly he appeared. Ah, the hidden data from Raziel's tree. Move away from there. This matter is far too weighty for the likes of you. Damn, we were so close. Let's protect it with our lives. We can't let them have the Raziel data. You handle them. I'll try to extract as much data as I'm able to. If anything goes wrong, I'll destroy this place. So this is a supposed to lose fight. If we win, and if we have the Trader's card, we can get some of the best armor in the game. But, well, that. As of right now, J. Palmer? Let's check. I keep track of that sort of thing. Yeah. Nier Automata was net positive on both. Tales of Arise was net positive on both. Crosscode, Earthbound, Lufia 2, Paper Mario 1, Super Lesbian Animal RPG, Final Fantasy 16, and Paper Mario 2R were all positive on both. There's a couple other ones that are kind of technically better. Like Skyborn was positive on both, but it was only like a 3. And that might be the list. Nope. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was actually positive on both, too. Put it to you this way, though. Since I'd like to keep track of these stats, the average story score for a JRPG is 17, or 18, really. The average gameplay score is negative 12. I guess that's all you can take for now. Are you frustrated? But that is only natural. After all, you are imperfect. Imperfect? Yes, you are lacking now. The absence of wrath is an impediment to you utilizing your true strength. Wrath? The drive to massacre and annihilate, the compulsion to destroy your opponent. Such wrath is power for their soul. By eliminating your foe, you attain your first sublimation of that drive. It is the very sublimation that draws out the hidden powers within oneself. But clinging to reason, suppressing your wrath and desire, makes releasing you... What? Sorry. You already know this. When wrath appeared in your heart, the machine responded, did it not? What drew out such power from your machine was truly the drive of your soul. It was your id. The sign of the purpose you've been seeking. The mark of a natural-born assassin. You're wrong. That's absolutely untrue. I'm not id. The time has come. I'll take your soul and draw its power up to the limit. Enough. Huh? What are you stopping me for? He's bait. If you kill the bait, the precious bird we wish to capture will fly away. You know, a very important bird, needed to fulfill my earnest desire. You understand, don't you, Lacan? Suit yourself. We shall crucify them in the land of Golgotha, to the west of here. Collect all the broken gears. When Faye and the others arrived at the deepest part of Mahanan, I was looking after the newly mutated people in Nisan. People mutating one after another. Florp, florp. Like some eternal nightmare that made me wonder just how long we would have to keep on nursing them. Are you okay? You haven't had any rest, have you? I can handle things on my own for a while. Why don't you go out for a walk? Thank you, but I'll be all right. I'd rather keep busy so I don't worry too much about things. Is that it? Hey, Ellie, what's that? This? Can I see it? Just as I thought. It's the pendant of Nisan. Why do you have it, Ellie? It's Faye's. I'm holding on to it for him. But it feels as if I have always worn it. When you wear that, you look even more like Sophia. Really? Flattery won't get you anything, you know. Anyway, we need to hurry up and test this new mutation suppressant assembler on the people here. We can't afford to have them change any further. Ba-na-na-na. Oh no. Something has happened to Faye and the others. Overcome by indescribable fear, I decided to ascend to Shavat, which was stationed in the skies above Nisan. Waiting me there was a transmission from Krellian. He told me if I wanted to save Faye and the others, I would have to come to Golgotha. Krellian wanted me. In order to save Faye and my other friends, I departed on the last Omnigear left remaining in Shiva. My previous fear of riding this machine was surmounted by my desire to rescue the people dear to me. Explain, explain, explain. Are you serious about doing it alone? Krellian told me to come by myself. I can't afford to break the agreement. So please, stay behind and protect everyone here. But it's a trap! I know. Then why? If I don't go, Faye and them will be executed for sure. Krellian isn't concerned with anyone else but me. Oh, what makes you think he's going to hold his end of the bargain? You have any way of knowing you'll definitely save your friends by doing this? No. Then it's suicide. It might be. I've been pretty suicidal for like 10 hours at this point. But I've made it this far because of Faye and the others. Because they accepted me as their friend. If you go away, what about us? What about all the people have assembled in the song that you have to leave behind? Everyone's dependent on you for their spiritual support. The people in Nasan will be fine. They can stand on their own feet without any support from me. This is also true of you all, right? But why do you want to do so much for him? I don't know. I guess it's a woman's prerogative to be selfish, perhaps. A woman's prerogative? I'm not a holy woman of any sort. I'm just a regular woman. I get angry, I cry, I laugh. Although at times I can resent others, I also know how to love others. Loving whole masses of people at times, and loving just one person the rest of the time. I am in supreme bliss when I am embraced by the man that I love. Giving what I have to him and receiving what he gives me, we become one flesh. That is the moment when I am most at peace. It is my prerogative as a woman to simply want to save the man that I love. Pause. I'm sorry for saying such selfish things. I'll go do all that I can do for my friends. So I want you to do whatever it is you can do for our friends here. Well, I better get going now. Bye. Yeah, finally we get to see Ellie's Omnigear. By the way, they literally crucified us. It wasn't a joke. Including Choo Choo. Don't ask questions. Yeah, by the way, they crucified these people at Golgotha. Where did they find the metal necessary to make, like, 50-foot tall metal crucifixes? Yeah, why don't they just get out of the gears? How are they keeping Choo Choo up there? Ellie? You idiot, why did you come here? Krellian's after you. Forget about us. Run! Save yourself! I came as I was told. I'm the only one you need. You have nothing to do with this, so let Faye and the others go. How gallant you are, Elhain. As if that scene from the past has been brought back to life in the present. So you came in an Omnigear. That too is her gear. Allow me to confirm something. I'll consider what kind of treatment your friends will receive on one condition. That you first defeat these two men here with that gear you came in. How about it, Elhim? Get it, Ellie. He's up to something. Don't accept it. Thea's right. Krillin is not a man of his word. He always has ulterior motives when he sweet-talks someone. What is more, those men are fighting machines created by Krillin. Their combat skills are immeasurable. They're not opponents you can handle by yourself. Don't take him up on his offer. Escape while you can. My, such harsh criticism. I'm not that brutal. So let be, Elhim. Even if you're to try and flee now, it's not likely you'd be able to. So you have this whole area surrounded by my guards. Would it be logical to take the choice where you may still stand a chance? No matter how slight it may be? Don't do it, Ellie. Alright then, I'll do it. Good. You are indeed my precious little bird. Now get on with it. Boss battle, right? Nope. If it gives Faye and them even the slightest chance of escape, then I will fight. I'm pretty sure the only reason this is even here in the game is they already had rendered the model for Omnigear, and they're like, well, we gotta use it somewhere. So we get this scene. They're too fast. Oh, hey, it's Mr. Jonesing from earlier. No, Ellie does not have a plan here at all. Outmatched, even in my Omni gear. But I can't just... No, not like this. I can't lose. Must somehow stop movement. Stopped? Now's my chance. Yeah! Did I do it? How could that... I thought it had some sort of effect. Girl, that hurt. I'll get you back. It was wrong of you to underestimate our power. Yeah. Puff, puff, puff. I'm getting no results. It can't be helped, Mugwort. It's about time to finish the job. Downed yet? To be expected. Multiple fractures, major blood loss. I wouldn't be surprised if the cockpit is a sea of blood. At worst, death. What the? There's no way you could stand after taking that much damage. What? Bugwort? Why, you... How dare you do that to my partner? And... At some point in time. There we go. Erased. Enjoy being Thanos. No way. Ellie, you're totally badass. A true awakening. I'm just merely protecting her master. Either way, it does not alter the fact that she is the mother existence I've been searching for. Now, man, recover that machine. Place priority on the safety of the pilot. Use whatever it takes to preserve her life. Well then, I shall be taking this girl with me. As for the rest of you, why don't you just wallow there pathetically, while you meditate on your own lack of any real power? Pitiful. You can't even protect a single woman. It's not even worth the effort of putting a spineless wretch like you out of your misery. You'd know, Graf. Ellie was taken away, and as Krellin had told her, we were left alive. Was Krellin just keeping his promise? No, that can't be it. There had to be another real reason why he allowed us to live. And we had to find that out. Sure. Just for you guys. Check it out. Watch this. Watch this. A second save. Continue the game. The fleshly body of God has been recovered. The Anima and the Animus have all been obtained. All that is left for us to do is change into the Animus and become one with the Mother Persona. That is incorrect. What do you mean, Krellian? What did you just say? What are you doing? Krellian, have you gone totally insane? What are you doing to the memory banks? Do not touch them. We cannot survive without them. You were the only ones who could have activated the key. But now that it's been activated, I no longer need you. I'm having you all erased. How dare you? The only obstacle that kept me from my goals was Cain. He was the one person who had total control of the people. This was my greatest nemesis. But the only person who could terminate Cain was Cain himself. That's why I created a copy of Cain. Ramsus acted exactly as I predicted, killing Cain. Now there's no one who can stop me. And I'm not interested in your power or authority. Do you really think you're acting on your own free will? You're just parts of the system, created only as weapons of invasion and oppression. You were just terminal interface weapons. We can become God, and you're... God? Who said you'd be God? What impertinence. We're humans. We were created to be terminal interfaces of God. It's the same for you who were once humans. Man cannot become God. We can only entrust ourselves to God. Ridiculous. Going against the Mother. I have not gone against her. This is the will of the other mother. You think you can eliminate us and still revive God? It can be done. Your genes were scattered in order to keep the world alive after the fall, in the days of destruction. Those genes live on today within the humans. The Anima vessels. The recipients of their alignment, the Animus. Oh, and also their persona. By combining these with my nanomachines, humans will become living beings. Very much the equivalent. You. Actually, they may far surpass you in becoming worthy terminal interfaces for God. So you are no longer of any use to me. Deus, the physical manifestation of God, only wants results. The means are insignificant to him. So this is my arc plan. Project Noah. Realm. May all your worries cease. Rest in peace, ancestors of mortal man. Oop. I love that. Now it's just you and I, Sophia. I was powerless. All I could do was stand by and watch as they took Ellie away from me. I am powerless. Hey, Wiseman. What are you doing there? Oh, it's you. I wasn't able to beat Graf. I didn't stand a chance against him. It was obvious from the start. It was impossible to try and defeat a monster machine like that to begin with. But Ellie, why was she so damn foolish? I implicitly told her not to come. I told her to run away. She had to have known it was a trap. Yes, you won't be able to defeat him like that. As long as you continue fighting with that kind of an attitude, that is. Eh? The reason you lost and that young lady was taken was because of your pride. Aren't you depending far too much on the power of your machine? Not to mention that new id power you're now able to control. What is Graf's source of power? His machine, his technique, his experience? No, he's technically a ghost, but let's not get into that. I don't think so. It's his feelings, his heart. His feelings are dominated by his resentment and his hatred of this world. That hatred is his source of power. Your feelings weren't focused enough to fight off Graf. That is why you could not win. Your feelings must be in the right place. That is strength. I'm not surprised you lost, seeing as you do not understand the true meaning of strength. Wiseman. That young lady. The only thing in her heart was her desire to save you all. She set aside her fear and piloted that machine. It was because she had such strong feelings that you are all still alive. That's what I think. Of course you've been defeated. However, that doesn't mean it's over. How do you plan on responding to her feelings? It's now your turn to save her, is it not? Well, what are you going to do, Faye? That would have been cool to go to. I'm going to go to Disneyland. In order to save Ellie, we began to search desperately for her whereabouts. 2 weeks later, we found her. 2 weeks later. Using the data obtained from Raziel and his own nanomachine technology, Krillin had begun to construct a construction of God's Ark, Merkava. Its completion was imminent. To prevent its activation and to rescue Ellie, we are heading for Merkava. It's a necklace, J. Palmer. You again. You girls thinking of going in there too? Hello, Neon Synapse. Don't get any wrong ideas there. We're here to help our commander. Yang and Krellian have been manipulating his emotions for the sole purpose of eliminating the Emperor. We simply want to free the commander from those bonds so he may be saved. It's neither for the sake of the world, nor for the sake of your girlfriend, Elhaim. We have no intention of fighting on the same side as you. We're still brash and technically evil. Fine. You have your own battles to fight. We have ours. Let's leave it at that. But if things get out of hand, you head back. We'll handle it. Humph. We'll make you eat those words. You wait and see. I mean, it was a big ship, Dakota. We entered inside of Merkava, and while fighting back units of weapons that self-regenerated through the use of nanomachines, we headed for the central core, and then once again Ramsus appeared before us. Ramsus. Ramsus. Piss off. You're not as bad as Graf, but seriously. Piss off. No, Ramsus is still alive. We've beaten him like 15,000 times. I suppose at this point I could mention one of the plot holes. Why did it take 10,000 years for Deus's plans to happen? I'm dead serious, by the way. To my knowledge, nothing ever actually explains why it took 10 millennia for this to happen. I went digging, too. Now, there's another possible answer, but I've never seen what I would consider a satisfactory answer to this question, and that's counting out-of-universe thing. Books, interviews. In the game, nothing anywhere indicates at all why it took 10 freaking millennia for Deus to start this plan. By all accounts, there was plenty of people and plenty of society multiple times in the past to go and just harvest people, rebuild the thing, and get the hell out of Dodge, excuse me. So, why didn't it? It's not like Deus hasn't been active the entire time, because it has been. So, plot hole, negative to story. To be clear, I actually specifically looked up this exact topic and didn't find anything I considered satisfactory. Let's go ahead and bring Emeralda again. Hang on. Gotta set up for the next fight. Do I even have any of those? I do not. Huh. Okay. Yeah, we've got 2 fights in a row here. Okay. Well, shoot. I could see that, Wrecker's Boot. Although I stand by the negative because, again, nothing in the game explains that. It would be really funny if we finally pulled the cheat flag this far into Disc 2 of this game. I have those cheats, they're right there. Pull that trigger at any time. I guess we'll do that. I know, Rex. There's what, 6 bosses left in the entire game? Gameplay. I mean, granted, the story didn't catch me at all, but the gameplay was the big reason. Yeah, I got walled at Redrum. I gave the whole story during that particular block. The summary, though, was that nothing was really catching me story-wise at that point in time. And so I was just like, why am I putting up with this? Why is this something that has become worthy of my time? And so I just kind of walked away from it. Let's get at least one more ether arm here. I have one. Yep, I do. There it is, right there. The final time I put down Lotro, Spartan, was right when I got to the battle for Helm's Deep during the Rohan expansion. So you can make sure she's set up over here, which looks like she is-ish. Yeah, what? Oh, not that I'm doing ground battles, but where is she? Oh, nice. Not too bad, actually. Okay. Yeah, as soon as the plot actually started, 40 hours into the game, I started getting more interested in things. I've been waiting for you, Faye. Ramsus? Faye, if only you hadn't been born. We're going to settle this now. Stop it, Ramsus. What reason is there to continue fighting me? Who are you fighting for? Why do you always have a bone to pick with me? Tell me why. It's all because of you. If only you hadn't come in and destroyed my prospects in life. My life was given to me with an nanoreactor in Krellian's laboratory. To be born as the superior being above all humans. But then... This time your body's young. The previous one got too old. And the name? Karen. But individual names have no meaning to me. So what brings you here? Is that thing inside the nanoreactor there the one? Huh? Oh. Recognition code 0808191. Ramsus. The Emperor's been told it's a prototype for an artificial contact. What's its status? It has entered the so-called first growth stage. From now until the binding, its growth will be several times faster than that of an ordinary human. But its psychological development will be a little difficult to control. It's a replica. So that is to be expected. It is moving. Can it hear us? Yes. It already has a will of its own. Then I have a better way. Let's dispose of it. We do not need this. We have my child. My child will be 4 this year. Your having a child is significant? Yes. I checked it out. There's no mistake. It's a contact. What's its name? By the way, in case you missed this, this is Faye's mother. My child's name is Faye. So, you understand what this means. A corresponding antitype is... yes, probably already born somewhere. The final one. Then, this thing is worthless. Yes, totally useless. And those were his first real memories. Chase after it, boy. A love that's unattainable for you, no matter how hard you try to pursue it. Till then. Because of your existence, I was discarded. I was destined to be the representative of God, having the might of the Emperor. I was destined to be the ultimate existence, having the power to exercise control over all. But I lost it all because of you. But Mother? How do you know her? Ramsus. Commander, please stop this. Commander, if what you say is true, then that is even more of a reason not to fight. You were just used by Krellian and... Silence, you. Even you dare to censure me. I saved you from nearly becoming a test subject, now you turn on me? You're mistaken. We're only thinking of your best interests. We love you. And your tiny, tiny dick. Silence. Ultimately, only I can help myself. I am the only one who can correct this. This is the end for you. On guard, because here I come. Okay, I don't want to go too much into it, but it was my impression that that wasn't Aaron. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I thought that's where we were at. Alright, so what am I doing? Boosting... Healing. This is a dick move in a game with low healing options, by the way. Boosting. Boosting. Hang on, I'll look at your message in just a second. I just want to make sure I don't die, like, immediately. I hate this frickin' song! Alright, yeah, this is actually why I have these stupid frames on me. It's for stuff like this. Okay. I guess I just don't believe that, Wrecker Spirit. No offense. It's not like I'm calling you a liar. Uh-oh. But, like, 10,000 years is a really freaking long time. How were there not enough humans in 10,000 years? How did it take that long? You know? Like, think about how many humans have existed in 10,000 years here, and we didn't have a head start. I mean, let's be honest. The reason it's 10,000 years is because fiction likes big round numbers. That is the reason. Let's just be honest about that. It's the same reason it takes 1,000 years, or 500 years, or 5 billion years, or 5 million years, or 65 billion years, or whatever. That is the reason at the end of the day. I'm gonna pop a save here. I just want to see something here. Oh. Okay. Okay. That's not actually the result I was expecting from that. Ah! Come on, game. No, shoot. So I screwed that up. Okay. 2000 probably would have worked a lot better, and again, would have fit what they were going for. Why is my fuel so low? My fuel shouldn't be that low. I haven't used that much this fight. Or the heal took it all. Got it. Okay, that... Wow. Alright. Okay. That sucks. I mean, there are plenty of fictions that have, you know, large gap in time that work. But specifically a super large gap in time, like 10,000 years? I mean, if there's one thing this game has in spades, it is ambition. That makes sense. I've heard some people say that Zeboim was actually more advanced than the Galactic Federation was. Obviously, that's a degree of opinion, but... I have no opinion on the matter. I just thought it was something worth sharing. knowledge is not linear, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we will hopefully be covering that Nintendo Direct. Whoops, I missed a bunch. Well, whatever. Could you die, please? This is taking too many of my fuel and health and everything. I got a boss fight right after this. Yeah, there's a whole lot of holes in... Wow! Is my DPS output that low? That's terrible. Okay, I might accept a death here. God, finally. We've actually encountered 2 stores so far. Imagine if level ups actually healed you. Whoa. Now, can I heal in between the fights? What's this? What is this place? This is a lunch break!